bodybuilders with big muscles, and then there are bodybuilders with big hearts. Gunter Schlierkamp had both, and that's why fans around the world still call him the people's champ. Günter Schlierkamp, born in 1970 in Olfen, Germany, wasn't just another mass monster from the golden era of size. He was one of the few who combined freaky proportions with a classic structure. And perhaps even more rare, an approachable, genuine demeanor that never changed, even when he stood toe-to-toe with Mr. Olympia champions. He started bodybuilding at 16, inspired by none other than Arnold Schwarzenegger. And like Arnold, Gunter had the look. Tall, blonde, with a clean aesthetic and a megawatt smile. But it wasn't just his looks that made him stand out. He earned respect the hard way. Let's rewind to 2002. Ronnie Coleman was in his prime. He was untouchable. And yet, at the GNC Show of Strength, a non-Olympia IFBB event, Gunter shocked the bodybuilding world by beating Ronnie Coleman on a legitimate pro stage. It was one of the most iconic upsets in modern bodybuilding. And it wasn't just that he won, it was how he did it. With fuller muscle bellies, tighter conditioning, and posing that radiated confidence and charisma. The crowd went nuts. That night, Gunter wasn't just a top-tier pro. He became the people's favorite. That reputation wasn't manufactured, it was earned. Show after show, handshake after handshake. He remembered names. He'd stop mid-conversation with someone else if a young fan walked up nervously, just wanting to say hi. And I can tell you that from personal experience. I met Gunter at the Arnold Fitness Expo years ago. I've been going for decades and met a lot of pros. Some great, some standoffish. But Gunter, he was different. I didn't just shake his hand and move on. We talked. He asked me about my training. He asked if I was competing. He looked me in the eye the whole time. And then he signed my poster with a little note that said, "Train hard, never give up, Gunter. No ego, no rush." Just a guy who truly appreciated every person who stood in front of him. And the kicker, he thanked me for supporting bodybuilding. I walked away feeling like I had just talked with an old friend. That's rare, and that's why, to this day, I still say, Gunter was one of the most genuine pros I've ever met. Now let's talk iron. Gunter was no slouch in the gym. His training style leaned traditional. Heavy compound lifts, straight sets, and volume to match his enormous frame. At 6 feet 1 inch and over 300 pounds in the off-season, he had to train with intensity just to maintain that mass. Here's a sample of one of Gunter's chest workouts. Starting out, he would perform incline barbell press for 4 sets of 8 to 12 to target the upper pec fibers. Moving on to the sternal fibers, he would do 4 sets of 10 reps on the flat dumbbell press. From there, he would pick an available machine chest press for an additional 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Cable crossovers would finish the chest with some focused work doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Push-ups done to failure may be added to finish off any remaining fibers. He trained with passion, not just chasing the pump, but chasing perfection. His goal wasn't to just get bigger, it was to get better. Gunter retired in 2006, but his impact didn't fade. He stayed involved in fitness, acting, and motivational work.
When they show, so speechless, you're gonna share as you.
You may have even spotted him in Beer Fest or the Scorpion King, but more importantly, he remained a fan of the fans, always accessible, always kind. Günter Schlierkamp didn't need a Sandow to be a champion. He earned something just as meaningful: respect. From fans, from fellow pros, and from those of us lucky enough to meet him in person. That's why when we talk about the people's champ, we're not talking about a slogan, we're talking about Gunter.